What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a quick video on my fairly new it's a 91 litre fluval fish tank. It's kind of a bit of a custom tank as well because I've got other stuff with it, so it's like kind of just an introduction to my fish tank, so I'll be doing quite a few fish tank videos in the future. So here we have my lights. I'll go out of the side so you guys can see the name. Nemo lights. They're fairly good. Power's about 36 watts, which is decent for a fish tank of this size, and it runs really well. And I've had this fish tank for about 3 or 4 months, and I haven't had any problems with it in the months I've had it. And yeah, I actually bought this off the last owner for £96 brand new, but I got it with the fish tank deal of £200, which was really a really good deal. But obviously I've had to buy certain things for the fish tank, like the live rock and the sand, so I've had to pay quite a bit. So I'll give you a little introduction to my equipment now. It's in the fish tank. So here we have a fluval sea wave maker, which pushes, if you don't really know much about fish tanks, this pushes air around the tank, oxygenates the water, and also make sure like no crap's left on the sand. You can see it's a bit dirty at the minute, but I will be cleaning that today. I have another one back there, so it kind of like pushes it around in a circular motion. I have around 10-15 kilos of live rock, which is really good for a fish tank of this size, because you need I think it's a kilo for every 10 litres, so I need 9 kilos. I've got a thermometer here, which I don't think I've had to see that, but it's running at 26 degrees right now. I've also got one of the magnet cleaners. I don't really use that one that much because the algae in this fish tank's quite hard. I tend to use one of these. It's like an algae scraper with a metal end, and you can put it in. And it's hard to do this with one hand, guys. Adjust it and then scrape the algae that's on the side, and it works really well. I definitely recommend getting one of them. I think it's a Tetra one. So yeah, here we have our return pump, and I'll show you where that comes from, like the water. So yeah, water's running a tiny bit low today, but I will be obviously topping that up in my water change. So here we have a skimmer, protein skimmer. If you don't know what one of these is, it kind of like pushes up bubbles like that, and I can monitor how many bubbles go through with this little nozzle kind of thing. I'm not going to change that around because I've already done that like when I first set up the tank, and it's perfect now. What it does, it pushes up all the poo, the fish waste and excess fish food, so you can kind of get as much of the crap out of the water before it goes to the next stage, your filter. My filter's quite dirty, but because it's only been running 2 or 3 months, I've not cleaned it yet, because I'm still like kind of waiting for everything to be stable, and then I don't want to clean it and all the bacteria start again. So yeah, I've also got my heater in here, my water, so it goes through like this grate and this grate, and then into the final compartment, and then out through that return pump, and then back into the tank. So yeah, in my tank I have 2 clownfish, Ocellaris. I only bought these 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, and very small, guys, but they're so pretty. That one's like got a bit of its middle bar missing, and that one's complete. I quite like that he's got a bit of his middle bar missing though, because it kind of lets me distinguish which is which. I've also got 3 hermit crabs and 4 snails. So here's one. Oh god, here's one of my hermit crabs. You might be able to see him in there. He's one of the biggest ones I've seen in my tank. I've had a few. I think I had 4 when I started off, but 1 got killed off. I've got 4 snails in here, but they're quite hard to find, guys. There's a crab on the top there. If you can see it, it's right there. They do a lot of work, these crabs. They like raise all that algae that's there. I'll be picking that off today. What else is there? There's a snail there. They do a lot of work. This whole back wall, when I first got the tank, and all the sand bed was covered in diatoms, and the snails have done a great job getting rid of all that. As well as that, feed my fish Vitalis Aquatic Nutrition Marine Flakes. I've got salinity refractometer. I've also got my test kits, but I did have to buy one of these when I first set up the tank, guys, because I did get a bad case of the ick, which isn't very good, so I've got that, and it's about half full, so if anything happens with these clowns, I've got this just to save them. It's done well. It cleaned up my chromis, which I've got one of them now. I've got 3 of them when a couple of weeks after I first set up, I think 6 weeks, let the tank cycle and everything. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got in here, this is my sump. I'm not using the sump at the minute, but it's just full of stuff that I may need. I've got some tubing in there and stuff like that. My fish nets here. And then underneath we have thingy. We've got the thingy. All this. My heater is currently unplugged as. Yeah, I'm having to like do something about it, like with the electrics inside it, because it's kind of stopped working, and it's so annoying because I only bought it the other day because my other one broke. But yeah, I know my water level is quite low in the back thing there. That's why one of the heaters broken. I learnt from that, but that heater's off, so I'll just let it drop down, and I'll be filling that back up soon as my RO water. So yeah. So that's my fish tank setup. I hope you have enjoyed this video. We'll be doing more videos in the future on how to treat ick and stuff like that. Yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you all later. Bye.